Good evening and welcome once again to another Rusea's Brosis Empowerment Night. It has been a joy over the months that we have been able to celebrate many of our legends from the greatest school in Jamaica, the greatest school that has dominated Jamaica. We're talking about none other than Rusea's High School. Tonight, we're privileged to have with us no other than Mr. Peter Gatchair, known to those who are in the know concerning soccer, known as Carrot. Mr. Gatchair, glad to have you with us, sir. How are you doing?
Yeah, man. Greetings, greetings. I'm doing okay, man. Doing good.
Cool as always, cool as always. You know, and of course, we have with us our president, Mr. Troy Malcolm, who will be co-hosting with me tonight. And we're just so delighted to have this privilege to greet the Rusea's community and all friends of Rusea's. And we just want to let you know we're going to have a good time tonight. Mr. President, you want to greet the people?
Yes, good evening, each and everyone. It's been a pleasure to have no other than Mr. Peter Carrot Gatchair, one of the elder, one of the pioneer. And listen, to all our viewers around the world, to our members, to our board members, to our committee members, welcome. And if you're a passerby or just strolling by and listening, welcome. Where do I begin? Mr. Peter Gatchair. Now, when you heard about the likes of Donald Hewitt, Andrew Pelican Lewis, Leroy Buggy Foster, Chadwick Wright, just to name a few, you, and we have Yaki 2 weeks ago on the program, you have paid the way for these guys. So we're trying to bridge the gap between the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, and the 2000s. So a lot of people have heard of you, but where are you now? So this is why we're here. This is why the Rusea's Brothers Sisters Foundation is here. We're here to bring the community back together. We're here to bring and to unite and revitalize Rusea's High School. And that's why we're here. And we welcome you, sir, onto the Rusea's Empowerment Night. Take it away, Mr. Dunkley.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. So Mr. Gatchair, Carrot, the General,
Sir.
this is your night. I just wanted to let you know that this is your night. And as I always say to everyone, there are two objectives in mind. One is to celebrate your legacy, and two, to inspire those who are coming behind us, letting know that Rusea's has produced greatness and Rusea's can still produce greatness. So they who are coming behind can be no less. So your journey, your legacy will be an inspiration to those who are coming after. But we also want to give you your cheers while you can hear us, letting you know that what you have done for Rusea's is extraordinary. And many times people like yourself who are so quiet, who are not on the front page, will not hear that people respect and recognize that you were a general on that soccer field. And as always, because you're so calm, just the way you were on the field, most people might not know, except those who were in the know at the time. So we want to bring you on the front page and let you know that you are a star and your mark will always be on Rusea's. So how are you doing tonight?
Well, I'm doing okay, Doing okay, Yeah, man.
Yes.
I just got home from work not too long ago, so, doing good, in good health, I'm
Yes.
trying to keep fit because
Yes.
back from the days as early as first form, you grow up kind of epic where you keep fit.
Nice, nice. For real, for real.
And as you were just talking a while ago, as to the recognition, places I go and people recognize me, it's beyond me, man. Believe me, because I don't really know them,
Right, right.
Once they say Carrot, I say, well, at least we used to watch Rusea's playing in the days, So
That's the name, man. That's the name. That's the name out there. So, I have the privilege of knowing you from yay high, from way back. because we all grew up
Yes,
in
that's
Lucy
true.
together, you know,
Yes.
stone throw from each other,
Right,
you know, so
right,
we know
right.
the family, we intertwine. So there are a lot of people in your family that I've had personal relationship with, you know, I mean, Socket.
Right.
Socket is your cousin, right? That's your cousin?
Yes, yes, he's my
Right.
cousin.
You and
yes,
I were in the
yes.
same class at some point at Rusea's.
Paul Chambers.
Paul Chambers, right.
Paul Chambers, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
man.
He
Yeah,
was
man.
a
Paul Chambers,
trailblazer
for
doing
those
it.
who don't know Socket. Yeah.
He's a
So,
trailblazer for the family.
yes, there you go. So personally, you know, it's a joy for me to see how you have taken your stand and you have continued to maintain that posture of calmness. And that's the most thing that stands out with me. On the field, nothing upset you. No,
Right, right.
no team upset you. You were just like a rock, you know,
Exactly.
and you still maintain
that's a
that
trait
posture.
that I learned in Rusea, you know.
But easy to learn that. We're going to talk about that
And
some more. We're going to talk about it some more.
Yeah.
But let's start out. What was your childhood like? Give us a glimpse, you know, say before 10 years old, before you got to 10, give us some of the things that stand out in your memory, because, you know, sometimes it's hard to go back that far, but anything stand out in your memory as you reflect on your early days before, say, age 10?
At that age, the only thing I can remember basically is running away from home with friends to go down to the park to play football.
See that?
And
take a swim. You know? And take a swim.
Yes, yes, yes. And in those days, you didn't want to come home wet, so you basically swim naked.
Guilty. Guilty.
You know, if you go home wet, you know that's a hiding right there. You know,
that's a problem. So, that's a problem.
Yeah.
You know, Mr. President don't know anything about that. You know, he was a good boy. You know, he was a good boy.
I did all of those things because the times I was running right behind Carrot, and Peter Gatchair and Mark Chambers and that's Plug and Paul Chambers and the Dewey and the Bargy. I did all of those things with these guys.
For real, for real. Yeah, so it was fun. So where are some of the places apart from Watson Taylor Park where you kick the ball?
Okay,
where are some of those places?
Done by the Salvation Army. That was like a training school.
That was like a stadium. Yes.
Yes, where all the ballers used to meet up. You know?
Everybody graduate from that stadium right there. So Salvation Army, Miller's Drive. Yes. Exactly. What about upper Mans? You play a Mans? You don't play a Mans?
Yes, I did play a Mans also. Yeah, man. I played up there also. Yeah.
Them young folk don't know what Mans there now. Even Mr. President, they don't know what Mans there.
Well, you can't give them the description, you know, Peter, because let them know it says Lawrington Avenue, right across from where the late great Mr. Colin Miller used to live.
Colin Miller, yes.
Right, so that's a field that most of us grew up on and played at some point in our lives.
For real,
and it was a pleasure to go to Mans because you would always look to see Mr. Miller because he was such a big influence on us young boys, you know.
For real.
He never messed around, and you know he teach geography.
Yes.
That was one of my favorite subjects because of him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the way he taught the geography, you know.
Immense.
In so doing, I even got it in O levels.
Beautiful, beautiful. A lot of people talk about that impact. Yeah.
Yeah. No, he was one. He was. I used to look forward to his classes, you know.
Big. That's big. That's big.
Yes.
So one of the things you and I talked about on Sunday is that you have so many individuals in your family that played soccer. And I'm going to mention a few of them because most of the viewers might not even know some of them. I'm going to mention one that lives in Chicago. I don't know if Mr. President knows that one. He currently lives in Chicago. He played for Rectory. He's no other than Winston Malcolm, otherwise known as Sammy.
Yes.
He was the most, go ahead, he was the most fearless baller at Watson Taylor Park. Him not take no check. Talk about, what do you remember about him playing?
Well, Sammy, I used to look forward to going to watch him even practice because he was that type of player, you know. And him have these bow legs At the
Yes.
time, as a little young boy growing up, you try and walk whole leg.
Take a ball, take a ball.
Yes, yes. That was like a signature thing.
Yes, yes.
Those time, and he had them, and there was another player also from Rectory, Zaro.
Zaro, yes, bow leg,
Yes.
official bow leg
Yes.
that, yes.
So,
For
like
the
I said, that was the whole concept at that time, you know. Yes, definitely.
So that's Sammy. Then we can go to Mr. Marks, Anthony Marks. He was also a baller as well.
Yes. Right.
Strong defender, strong defender.
Yes.
Then we come forward now to Mr. Paul Chambers,
Right.
one of the
He was a
outstanding
goalkeeper.
goalkeepers of all
Yes.
time.
Yes, that's true.
Understand? Then we come forward, we have Ruan.
Right. That was my brother.
We have Plug. Jump in, Mr. President. So we have Plug.
Yeah,
Take it from there.
So you have Ron Gatchair, which is Peter's younger brother. He played from 1980 to 1982.
Right, because I didn't actually see him play football at Rusea.
Yeah,
What? You missed that?
Yeah, wicked striker. Then you have Paul Chambers. No, you have Mark Chambers, who is Plug. So
Yes.
Plug played with the likes of Follies, who was captain at the time. You have the Walter Bull, you have the Bobo, you have the Irons, you know, so those guys, and as a matter of fact, that team was the first team to, we came third that year.
Wow.
So Plug was a striker. Plug, along with a lot of the Montego Gonians might remember this guy. His name is Wayne. They call him Papa, or Popeye, they call him right now.
Popeye.
Yeah,
Yes,
Popeye,
yes.
they call him right now. So he and Plug used to strike at the time.
Wow.
We came third. We defeated St. Elizabeth Technical 2-love at Jared Park that particular day.
Wow.
But
I heard about that.
yeah, so
Wow.
and that's
Remember, we came third the year before too.
Huh?
I think we came third the year before too, when Clarendon beat us.
No, 79, we basically kind of withdrew because actually,
Yeah.
you know, there was a thought that we have two guys that was overage.
Overage. Yes, I remember.
Yeah, we had to forfeit the competition at that time. So, and I think, you know, I think would have won it that year, that 79 year, I think would have won it that Costa Cup at the time. So that team was coached by Mr. Steve Butner.
Right. Okay. So in all of the midst of all of that, was there any pressure on you when you took the field? Because you were just Mr. Cool, like nothing. Oh, where did you get that from? Talk to me. Oh, where did you get that calmness on the soccer field? Because Plug wasn't calm, you know. Plug was a fireball, but you were just super calm.
Growing up before the age of going to Rusea, I was more or less an introvert.
Okay.
More into as myself, and you know, not that outgoing per se. So I guess the personality kind of bridge from there, you know.
Okay.
And just continue on to the latter years. But going to Rusea kind of opened up a lot of avenues for me because I did not used to talk a lot.
Oh.
But going to Rusea, you know, and just seeing the camaraderie and the friendships that were formed there, you know, and just the teachers and how they dealt with us, you know.
Yes.
That's important as such, you know. So yeah, that was a great experience for me going to Rusea at that time.
But you notice you were an introvert and now you are management. You see?
Yes.
You would think that they couldn't go together, you see? Go ahead.
Of football.
As a result of football. You see that?
Yes, definitely.
You see that, Mr. President?
Yeah.
Football brought out another side of him, and now he's in management, managing people and mentoring people. As an introvert, you know, by nature, but he developed skills as a baller that comes into his profession. Amazing. So what made you played, what was your position on the field? Or preference?
Central midfield.
No, that's a workhorse position. That's a hard-working position. What made you choose that spot?
Well, I think that was chosen by Mr. Steve Butner.
Strategist.
Yeah,
Yes.
he was one of the coaches when he came around. He used to take notes as to your
Okay.
style of play and your
Yes.
ability and your faults. And, you know, he tried to put you in a positions to be most effective on the field, you know.
Okay. Okay.
And for
Okay.
some reason, getting in the midfield, you know, it just came natural. Because I
Mm.
was more a team player. You know,
Got
the
it.
midfield, as I say, is a link.
Yes. Yes.
That was one of my strengths, you know.
No, as a midfielder, every now and again, you get a chance to score a goal.
Seldom, but
You set up the plays. You set up the play.
Yes, that was my main function growing up, you know, playing football at Rusea, you know.
Yes.
I did score 1 and 2, as you said, but you know,
Yeah.
not a lot to shout about, you know.
Right. Can you remember any in particular in which, instead of setting it up, you just went for it? Can you remember any of them that stands out in your mind? Any goal that you scored?
I think it was 1977 when we played Herbert Morrison Comprehensive. I think it was their first year in the league.
Okay.
We played them at Jarrett Park and we gave them 15-0.
What?
Yes, and I scored 2 goals then. So yes,
whoa,
that was the one that stand out for me. You know.
Of course, 15. We never know what that. So, Mr. Malcolm, did you know about that?
Yes. That was a baptism. That was a baptism of Herbert Morrison that
yes.
year. But actually we had Mr. Sheridan Samuels, who's currently the mayor right now. He scored about 8 goals. I think he scored about 8 goals that day.
8 goals, yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Was that a record or something then for the Costa Cup?
Well, I don't know if it was a record.
I don't think it's a record.
At that time, it was not only just Herbert Morrison was getting that spanking, you know. We have a team in St. Anne's called York Castle.
Right.
So Rusea was handling them terrible in those days.
Just the same.
Yeah.
For real. Yes. So let's take it back to Rusea's now, because just like you, Rusea's played a major part in my life.
Yes.
You mentioned the teachers at Rusea's and the camaraderie and the friendship.
Right.
Mention some individuals by name in your journey at Rusea's that impacted you. You mentioned Mr. Miller. You mentioned Coach Steve Buckner. Give me an idea of some of the other people that stands out. They just stand out in your mind.
Mr. Michael Kelly. He was
okay.
a revolutionary.
Yes. How did he impact you? Tell me.
He was as good a teacher as Mr. Miller. Believe me, the classes, you always look forward to going to Mr. Kelly's class.
Wow.
Somehow it just the interest and the way he put things across.
Yes.
Yes. You had no qualms about heading to his class, you know.
Beautiful.
At what he did. And then you had Miss Shippey.
Yes.
Who used to teach us maths.
Yes.
And I saw her the other day, and believe me, she looked like she had that age that day.
Wow.
From that time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
So.
Nice. It's good that the names you're mentioning are people that I know very well, and I've seen them in action. That's nice.
And in terms of football now, you have like Mr. Brian Breeze. He was one of the first coaches I had playing the under-14s at Rusea, you know?
Yes.
Yes. So
yes.
And then I moved on to the under-16. So.
Who was the coach for the under-16?
No, Mr. Breeze, just the same.
Same one. Okay. Because I know him very well too. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Beautiful. Now, how did you balance school and soccer? Because that's a challenge for young people. Huh?
That was a struggle within itself, believe me. Because at the time, you know, growing up at Rusea's, we used to recruit players from Montego Bay. And at that time, the emphasis for them coming in was not so much the book work as more like the ball that they played. But having the parents that I did,
yes,
that was a kind of steady qualm behind all of what was going on, because I still had to do work.
Yes,
I
yes.
should have done better. Don't get me wrong, because at times the football does take over.
Yes.
You know? Yeah. So.
You know, it is interesting. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying it was a nice experience in trying to balance both. But in saying that, I wasn't one of the A students at Russia's. At that time, I used to pass like the B or a C.
Yes, yes.
But you know, the parents, they were looking for A's. You know.
And let's face it. Let's face it. Back in those days, the coach never interested in schoolwork. You know, they just want to win.
No. Yes,
Right, Mr.
exactly,
President?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Back in the 70s.
Man, in the early 70s.
Yeah.
It's just win, no maths and English and history and geography and everything there. And how much goal you score, or you play Cornwall. You ready for Cornwall? That was the motive, you know, just as long as I can get past Cornwall, then we can go to, you know, Clarendon College and Veertech and you know, St. Elizabeth Tech, because those were some of the monsters we had to fight. Yes. Manning's never given on trouble back them days then.
No,
you know?
not so much. Not so much.
Yes. No, among the student population, were you able to build any special relationship back then that you still have today that traveled with you all over the years?
Lots of friendships, especially those we used to play football with, you know. We still keep in touch. Ian's, Monty, Walter.
Nice,
You know,
nice.
We still keep in touch. Even some of the guys from the opposing teams too, like especially when I was going to school in New York.
Yes.
Yeah, we had that link there, you know. Because I went there and came across some of the guys that we used to compete against in Jamaica that reside in the States. So yeah, it was a pleasure, man. Believe
Isn't that powerful? You know? Imagine through the sport, you build friendship with others that normally you would never meet.
No,
and even to this day, you have connection with some of these people. That's powerful. So in other words, your network expanded as a result of a sport that you love. That's amazing. So now, when did you leave Rusea's?
I left Rusea's after the 78 season.
78?
Yeah, after the 78 season. Yeah,
78 season, okay.
I should have played another year though, you know. I should have played another year. Because by then I think I had passed 3 subjects.
Yes.
And at my age, they wanted to have me do another year playing football. And I didn't object. So
right.
3 subjects in O-level, they had me at lower 6.
Got it.
But then summer holiday came up and I went to the States.
Yes.
And some reason I tried to get into a college there on a student visa. That's how come I stayed in the States and did not come back for that extra year.
Okay. So you went to the States in 1978.
Yeah,
summer of 1978.
Season. Yeah.
So what part of the States did you go to?
Brooklyn, actually.
Brooklyn. Wow. Wow. Yes. Wow. The Jamaica away from Jamaica.
I said that again. Oh boy.
What was that experience like for you?
That was a culture shock within itself. Yes, guys, you know, coming from a little country town and then going to Brooklyn and encountering. Basically, Brooklyn to me had more Jamaicans than Jamaica itself.
Yeah. But then for somebody who was outdoor, because you were outdoor like myself, what was it like being locked up in a house setting in New York?
In Brooklyn, I wasn't, you know.
Okay.
Surprise. No, I wasn't. Because
you were outside.
I had some elder people here who used to play football here. Like
Trevor Craig, yes.
Trevor Craig, yes. I linked up with Trevor because he used to live right across from Prospect Park.
Okay. Got it. So action, there was action.
Right. And he just introduced us to some, he had a friend here who had started a team by the name of Team Jamaica.
Okay.
Which encompasses players from Cornwall, Rusea, just around Kingston,
wow.
within a certain age group.
Wow.
So that's how I got into football in Brooklyn, you know.
Wow. Wow. Mr. President, you want to jump in? So I'm going to check to see
Yes.
what the chat is like.
Yeah, and as Peter touched on Trevor Craig,
Yes.
on behalf of the Russia's High School, and most importantly, the soccer fraternity, especially the guys that played in my time, even after my time, we just want to say a big thank you to Trevor Craig, because actually, while we were coaching back in the days or playing back in the days, Trevor Craig is one of the person who always send down 20, 30 soccer balls to us.
Wow.
Yeah, always send down practice gears, 20 pair of boots, 30 pair of boots.
Wow.
You know, when rain falling and we need a six studder, you could always depend on Trevor Craig. So Trevor Craig, my hat's off to you on behalf of the Rusea fraternity.
Nice. Maybe you should bring him on for an interview one time, you know.
Yeah.
Yes, he has a lot of stories to, you know.
Huh?
So he has a lot of stories.
Yeah. It's full of just pause for a quick commercial. Ladies and gentlemen, please subscribe. Once you subscribe, then everything that the Brosis Foundation is doing or having on our YouTube channel, you'll get it on your link every single week. So please touch that subscribe button as we pause for a little bit for a commercial break. This Saturday, we will be having another fundraising event. And this fundraising event is for a worthy cause, is to build that change on a state-of-the-art change room facility at Rusea's High School. All right, this will be having a Halloween masquerade party. It's at 14 Parish Bar and Grill, 523 South Fulton Avenue, Mount Vernon, New York. This Saturday, October 29th, donation $25. Please come and support. Please come and support. As you know, this coming December, we're doing groundbreaking. On December 16th, we'll be having our meet and greet barbecue over by Rusea's High School Auditorium. And then on December 17th, we'll be having our official groundbreaking ceremony. We'll be having all-star lineup. It's a family fun day. Bring out the kids. We'll be having vendors, refreshment on sale, food on sale. Plus, we'll be having 2 big-time football match. Please stay tuned. You'll be hearing this as time goes on. Yes, Mr. Dunkley, take it away.
Yes. I want you to check the chat because I think there's some people giving us a shout out there. You want to share something? I'm trying to get it up online here.
First of all, I want to welcome a member of our board, Miss Shauna Dunkley. It says, wonderful interview, great job, Brosis. Ruth K. Malcolm, my wife. Good evening, everyone. Welcome, Mr. Peter Carrot Gatchair. Yes. Looking forward to an interesting night. Good to see you. Yes, St. Ryan Steele. This is one of my former players. He was captain. He won the double in 89 and 1990. He won the double and Oliver Shield outright.
Wow.
Right? Yeah, that's Mr. St. Ryan Steele. And further down, it says, big up Peter Carrot. Learn a lot from you as a youth growing up next door.
Nice.
And he also stated that man calm and full of touch.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. See there?
Then we have Mr. Kenwood Connell. Peter, welcome. Just want to let you know that Team 1978 was an instrumental in converting me from a Cornwall College supporter to a Russell supporter for life. Then we have Lloyd Campbell, blessed love Brosis family, and then Anthony Laird. You know, it's Anthony Laird from Cornwall College.
Nice, nice.
Mr. Anthony Laird, welcome, sir.
Yes, big up.
If I'm not mistaken, I think he used to play. I'm not sure if he used to play with us in Brooklyn. Was he in Brooklyn though?
I think he probably was on the side.
Yeah.
So, Mr. President, you're gonna have to keep track of that because I'm having trouble getting it on my phone.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So this is exciting. This is exciting, and I just want to join Mr. President, thanking all of you who have joined us to just celebrate a life that has given a lot and still stand out as a role model for the youth. You know, so again, Peter, just want to let you know that your personality, you know, you're not loud, you're not boastful, you're just calm as ever. And you have reasons to boast if you wanted to boast, but you never did. And that stands out for me big time. And others, as I see, St. Ryan Steele pointed out that your presence, your calmness goes a far way. There are some people who can speak without opening their mouth, and you're one of them. And that's powerful. You know, so we just want to say thank you, man. Really, really appreciate you doing that. You know?
Steve, as Mr. Steve Buckner used to say, let the ball do the talking, you know?
Aye. Yes, I can see him right there saying that. Yes. Let the ball do the talking. See that?
Yes.
Yes.
Definitely.
So you mentioned you came to Brooklyn, you know, on vacation, and you decide that you're gonna shift gear and go into school.
Right.
Tell us about that. What did you specialize? What did you emphasize? And how was that for you?
Right. Coming up in for a summer holiday, as I said, trying to get into school with the 3 O levels that I had, basically was turned down. They said 3 O levels was definitely not enough. Because there were 6 in those times, 5 or 6 O levels to actually just accept you as the. But then I got a little wind of doing a GED, which is a high school equivalency exam.
Yes.
I think the exam lasts about 8 hours. And they had a book with about 800 pages. And learning from Rusea is about studying, because like I said, passing geography and history, you do a lot of reading.
Yes, for real.
And in those days at Rusea's, we used to like meet at school 8 o'clock at night. And we'll be there till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, just doing book work.
I never know say do that because that happened too. Yes.
Yeah, man, that work ethic was instilled in me from that time. So taking up that big GED book was like, I said I had to ace this, and basically I aced it on the first try.
Nice.
That's how I got into college, you know. And the subject that I chose then was business administration.
Okay.
Which does involve a lot of reading, you know. As I said, it's just the feel for what I had known coming from Rusea's, you know. Because you know, you have business law, you have advertising, you have a whole lot of stuff to deal with the business management side of things, you know. So it came natural, you know.
Beautiful.
I want to tell you, you know, we had about 5 friends of us who went to that college at that time. And will you believe I'm the only one who graduated?
Wow.
Yeah.
What happened to the others?
Well, one of them became a sound selector. One of them became a Rasta man. They just basically jumped out of school over time, you know. Got it. I guess my parents then wouldn't allow me to just jump out of school.
I love the way you give credit to your parents, you know. And truthfully, I know your parents and they seem to be so calm, but I didn't know they were lighting fire at home. You know, because they are so calm. You know, I didn't know, but you mentioned it a couple of times, which tell me that you never get an easy walk. You know, you have to give account.
No, definitely not. You know?
Wow, that's powerful. That is powerful. Wow. And so you did, but while you were there at the school, you said you played soccer, right? Tell us about that.
Yeah, I played for the school. You know, they had this competition, inter-college, where we travel across the state. You know, that was the first time playing football in winter time. I believe that was an eye opener within itself. Because they used to go up on the field and tremble like a leaf. but you still had to perform, you know? Once the game got going and you got into the game, But then when the game is finished, you make sure you reach for some warm clothes as quick as possible, you know? Yes.
So did you have to fight for your spot? Did you have to fight for your spot?
No. Because at that time, you know, the level of football that I was coming from at Rusea's,
Was high.
Was no problem in getting into any one of those college teams.
Okay, okay, that's good. That's good.
Even the team in Prospect Park, I made it on the first week I was there.
Wow, wow.
The style of play, and because to me football is more, you have the ball skills, but it's more mental to me.
Yes.
Anticipation, you know what I mean? And that was started to me through Mr. Steve Buckner.
Okay.
Because we always have a drill in training. Like if the ball is coming to you, if a man pass a ball to you, the first thing you do is glance right, glance left, even before the ball comes to you. So you basically know your play after you get the ball, before even the defender know which way you're going with the ball.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was one of the traits why him instilling us, Yeah.
Wow.
Definitely.
Wow, wow, wow. And you still played midfield with the college. That's where you played?
Yes, yes. All through my career. The only time I changed was when I came back to Jamaica. It was a couple of times that in playing for one of the Premier League teams out here that they tried me at centre back.
Oh, how was that?
No, that was no problem, because in that time the centre back position was revolving. You became more like a pass, a start in the whole build up, So
okay,
just about reading the game and knowing how to position yourself at that time. So it came natural.
Got it. So then you finished school in New York, and
no, I
tell
didn't.
me, something happened.
Well, I finished because I went to the community college where I got an associate.
Yes.
I moved on to the 4-year college now, which was Baruch University.
Big school for business. Big.
Yes.
One of the number one business schools.
I was going to major in accounting.
Okay. Excellent school. Excellent school.
I know. I went there for a semester.
Okay.
But then we had my mom got sick at home,
Okay.
So I just basically dropped out of school and came back home.
Oh.
The illness was of such that I guess she died 1 week after coming home. So
really? 1 week after you came home?
Yes.
Wow, sorry, man. Sorry. Your mom was life, super cool. Yes, super cool. Super cool. My goodness. Yeah. So then you came and basically you had to pick up some of the slack. Well, what made you decide to stay? Well,
at the time when my mom, after died and we had the burial and stuff, we were contemplating about going back. But between me and you, in those days, I met a nice young lady.
Oh,
we had a kid together.
Okay.
I decided to stick around,
That's nice.
Instead of ventured back.
Beautiful, powerful.
Mr. Dunkley, stick up in.
Go ahead.
Because actually, Peter moved too far. Because actually, he jumped all the way to college and we don't finish high school and stuff like that. But since you're on the girlfriend thing, I'm going to bust him secret. Well, it's not a secret, but it was a secret for he and I. Because actually, I was the runner for him in those days. Meaning that, he fell in love with this particular young lady. I won't call her name.
Yes.
So I was a messenger for him. So each time he sent me out to go and call her and stuff like that, because remember, Peter family member was also, they owned a bakery. And most of the people in Rusea and even the footballers, and like Paul Harris and them, man, them know Mars Nate.
Yes.
Come down and get them cocoa bread and patty. So when I met the run for him, when I come back, I'm getting a cocoa bread and patty.
All right.
But both of them were so in love at the time. Is that I don't know, they separate no, but I saw the young lady at the blue and white event the other day, and he said, I heard that Peter is here, and she was still excited. But I said, no, he's not here, but he was still excited. So he's still, I guess she's still in love with him, so you never know.
if it's who I think you're talking about, yes, that was a good relationship. But going away to the States, that's how that relationship basically was no more, you know?
Yes, yes. Understood. Thanks for that insight, man. Thanks for that insight. So that's deep stuff right there. That's deep stuff. You see, that's why I'm glad you're part of this, because I wouldn't have known that, and he wouldn't tell us that. You would never know.
Yeah, we have some other people online as well, Mr. D and
Yes.
Peter. We have Stanford Party Reed, that's Dewey and Bargy Small.
Nice.
You know, so when Peter talking about study, which is right across from Party and Linton comes to it, that little play field right there.
Yes.
That's where all of us create our craft.
Yes.
You know, and Peter will tell you that, you know, while playing on that field, you know, the Salvation Army was right there, our church was right there. And we smashed several windows there, where every minute we have to take out our little 5 cents and pull up to go and buy louver windows.
The windows,
yes. So, you know, the likes of Pardy and Barge and Dewey and Danny Boy and Sheridan Samuels, we learn our craft right there at study, you know, that Salvation Army, right across from that roundabout right there.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
So, Peter, let's go back to the data couple years before you, because I know you jump right into the Gatchair.
Mr. President, just before you do that, Bell Marks 1960. General, I don't know, you know who Bell Marks is? Yes, Peter, much history unfolds. And it says, Peter was also an original member of our youthful Zodiac United Sports Club. John Campbell also. Yeah, John Campbell, I forgot to mention John Campbell as one of the soccer general from your family. Yes. Then Garnet Denton. Bless up to the Brosis family. William Nib representing keep up the good work. Thank you, Mr. Denton, all the way from William Nib.
Always, thanks, you know, from William Nib. Always a ardent supporter of the Rusea's Brother Sisters Foundation.
Love them,
yes,
man.
Always.
United, you know, and Anthony Laird, you know, yes. Yeah, man. Good. So go on through them, Mr. President. Okay. You are the historian, you know.
Yeah, so Peter, let's go back to the playing days at Rusea's High School. All right. So for the younger generation, name some of the players that played with you during your tenure at Rusea's High School.
Okay. Well, my first year on the big team, the Costa Cup team, I encountered players like Swelly, Samuel, Danny Boy, Fallis. He was a little younger youth, but he was, you know, still showing potential, you know, at the time. And you have Marriage, Zabol, just to name a few, you know. Yeah. And you mentioned this other player the other day, Melo, because I didn't quite remember him, you know, but yeah, he came back as you mentioned him, you know. Yeah.
Yeah,
he was a good striker also, you know.
For the listeners who are listening, Melo was a striker. He played alongside Sheridan Samuels at the time. Yeah. So he was from, I think it was from Brissett, I think.
Brissett.
Yeah, yes, he was from Brissett. So he and Sheridan Samuels used to strike for Rusea's at the time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Powerful.
Okay, so tell me exactly who you fear the most. Because I asked Yaki this question last 2 weeks. While they were playing, which player come up against where, you know, before you even touch the field, your knees start to wobble? Which player?
One player come to mind, you know. There was this player that used to play for Cornwall College. Cornwall College and a whole used to make you tremble. Basically, that right up to Montego.
Tell the truth. Yes. You
have to make sure you eat a good breakfast. Because between me and you don't want no lunch. You're so nervous. So they had this forward. I'm not sure of his right name, but we used to call him Bly.
I remember
he was a prolific striker, man. Believe me. Yeah, we used to fear him a lot. Believe me. You know, played with him and I met up with him in New York. You know, he was playing on the same team that I had played on. So knowing him from here, he was one of the most feared players for me in those days at Cornwall. You know.
Yes. Wow. That's big. That's big.
The midfielders that play with you and those 2 years that you played, could you name them?
All right. You used to have Monty, Walter Boyd, not Walter Boyd, Walter Bull.
Yeah, McDonald.
He used to play one of the link.
Yeah.
Follies used to be there also. Those were the 4 link line that Mr. B used to basically. And then you have this guy we used to call him Bobo. He used to be very good also, you know. Yes. Those were being the link line that we used to play with. Like Mr. B did have us fit like fiddle in those days, man. And we used to camp out then, you know. We used to stay by over public works. We used to have a building over there.
Right,
so
right.
That's where we build a lot of friendships, you know. Because that's when I even got to understand that nutrition was a big part of even having a team. Because growing up, we used to just go into and party and go play. But Mr. B came in and we made sure we had a balanced diet, certain things. You understand? Yeah. We brought the whole concept of that team thing. The Ruseas, believe me, you know. But basically took to. We used to run 6 miles in the morning. At midday, we used to run around for maybe an hour or so, get some rest, and then we play a full practice 4 o'clock in the evening. So football was like everything.
Wow. Wow.
You know?
Yeah, and Anthony Leard as a Cornwall man, you remember his Bly current name was Byron Anderson. So yeah,
yes.
that was his name. Yeah.
Yes. I still remember Mr. Leard too, you know, because he used to play with a knock knee, and yeah, he was one of the players we used to fear to in from Cornwall, you know, but not as much as Bly. He was the one who distributed the ball to Bly. So me and him basically came into contact in the midfield quite a lot, you know.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's Brian. And first of all, we also want to say, and this is what I love about the Brosis organization, because actually it's not about just us as Rusea, right? So
yes.
the thing is that we're trying to bridge the gap amongst all alumni association. And you see, we try to support each other. So if Cornwall is having an event, we're going to support. If William is having an event, we're going to support. So and you can see the Cornwallians, they're coming on board. A good friend of mine.
Mannings too.
Mannings. And I also want to big up Shore Sports with Mannings man. You know, he give us a lot of big ups. He give us a lot of support as well. We have Lance Bugs Gibbs, right? 1983 Dakar Cup winner, 1983 Cornwall College captain, a good friend of mine. He's also on board. He says, Carrot, blessings to Troy. Excellent job you're doing. Lance Gibbs, yeah, he was just reminding us that Bly current name is Brian. All right. Sex chat at site. I don't know what's that. So, Anthony Leard on CC, and the whole school feared Carrot and crew.
Wow. Wow.
Belmark 1960. Peter was also a member of the under-16 Colts team that won the regional schoolboy championship, Galloway Cup, the first major title won by the football team of Ruseas. All right.
Wow.
So, yeah, I remember that as well. So, Carrot, tell me about that Galloway Cup.
And you notice, Mr. Cool never mentioned that. You realize that? You see that? so we have to give thanks for Belmarks, 1960.
That was a big thing, because I can remember winning that trophy for real. Because we used to travel basically a lot. And I heard you mention Kitty Brown the other day.
Yeah.
And he was the one who used to take us around. And, you know, it's a great experience, man. And as I said, at the time, I wasn't that much talkative. As I said, the ball used to do the talking, you know, in those days, you know. Yes.
Yeah, man. Nice. You know, this is exciting.
I learned some intimidation skills playing for the Dakar Cup from Mr. Harris Samuels. As a defender, what he used to do back in the days, it's like when we were playing, he used to like take up some dirt on his hand and wipe it on the opposing jerseys and stuff like that, get them irritated, get them off them game, you know. So he used to do stuff like that. But then, you know.
Mess up them jersey.
Yes, yes. And sometimes even wipe it on them face if necessary to, you know.
What?
Yeah, man. Just to get them off them game, you know.
My goodness. My goodness. No, I tell you, this is nice, you know, for in a time when a lot of people just finding things to oppose each other. It's nice how the Rusea's Brosis Foundation has, as you said, bridged a gap where it's not us against them, but it's all of us enjoying the fact that we have a rich culture as Jamaicans. You know, we go to school in Jamaica and we're not ashamed. And now looking back, we realize that it was beautiful what we had. It was a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And would love the younger generation to realize that we can unite and exist together and compete and still be friends, and it's not war. You know? Yeah, man, this is good.
Let's go, Peter, before I turn it back over to Mr. Dunkley, because we any regrets while at Rusea's?
At Rusea's?
Yeah.
Just that year when I guess the team got we had to drop out. That was that to me that was one of the big things, and I think up to this day we still don't know for sure who was the overage. You know what I mean? I don't know if management or teachers might know, but it was that filtered down to the players, you know. So we were basically left in the dark. But to me, that was one of my biggest regrets. And just not doing enough schoolwork. You know what I mean? Because the school was there, even the sciences, you know, we used to go to science class. That was one of the first places I basically put a frog on a table and dissect it and had to write commentary on it and, you know, stuff like that for your practical, you know, and just the roach, you nail the roach to the piece of cardboard. Yeah, just stuff like that, you know. Yeah.
All right, speak to the students of Rusea's High School right now, and the students at Cornwall College and Mannings and Herbert Morrison and so forth and William Liv. What advice do you have for them now as we speak, learning from your experience then and your current experience now?
Well, my biggest advice to them would be just to enjoy the experience, you know, because the high school is a one-time go around. Because if I had known what I know now at 60 years old, believe me, I would have approached the school setup a whole lot different. So
How so? What would you do differently?
Then I think I would have put my books a lot more. Football, yes, right. Football, yes, but not to the extent that it basically took over my life per se.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, yeah, because basically one at the time in school, it was just all about football.
Well, to be truthful, I'm going to tell you this. I'm a very observant person, and I've observed over the years the fact that you passed O levels, geography, and history. Those subjects require a whole heap of discipline. So the fact that you played at such a high level and passed geography, it's powerful. It is powerful because most people who play at your level did not have the time to study for those type of subjects. So I give you credit, big time, that you were able to even manage to do what you did, because you got 3. And trust me, I guarantee you that the majority of ballers back in those days did not really get O levels. I'm just calling it a speed. And it's not because of lack of ability. That wasn't it.
Right.
But whatever you feed, that's what's gonna grow. And if sports is what is calling your name, many times back then there wasn't a balance. So I say I want to give you a lot of credit that even though you put a lot of time and sacrifice into soccer, you really did some schoolwork too, and that's big.
Yes,
that's big.
Yes, definitely.
That takes a lot of discipline, trust me.
Yes. So all right, let's go down to some more nitty-gritty, Peter. Because actually, okay, so you came to New York, and you know you went to college, and you played here, and then you came back home, right? So I know when you came back home, you were playing for what? Negos United?
Right, right, at the time. I was a player coach at the time for Negos, you know. It was I would say a nice experience too, learning from Mr. Steve Bucknam and playing football in New York. Basically, you go there and see the same type of work ethic that the coaches do to groom you and stuff like that, you know. So when I came back home, I used to still want to play, but at the time, Negos didn't have a coach per se, you know. So basically, I just stepped in. And I want to tell you, for that season, I was player coach. I didn't think we'd lose that much, you know. Lose that much that season, you know. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
So when did you transition to playing for Hornets?
Hornets, okay. When I came back in '83 from the States, I got a job in Montego Bay working for the government. I used to work at Ministry of Housing. You know, in those days, you know, as I would have said, you have a pulse ring. Because my mom used to work for housing.
Yes.
And when she died, she was a foundation there to what I heard. And you know, and one of her friends there basically pulled me into that realm. And I stayed there for 10 years working Ministry of Housing up by Albion.
Wow.
And that's where Seba used to train. But I used to leave work and go to UDC field to play with Hornets.
Okay.
Wanted to play a little bigger football than Hornets. Because you know, Hornets at the time was more or less like at a Premier League team then. I mean, it was a good team, you know, because we had a lot of good players. But then you have Zabo, who used to play for Seba. And I think Fallis was playing for Wadada at the time. So it was like a tussle. As he wanted me to come to Wadada, and Zabo wanted me to go to Seba. But because Seba used to train right where I work, that was how I gravitated to Seba United.
And just one more commercial again, ladies and gentlemen. As I said before, this Saturday, October 29th, at 14 Parish Bar and Grill at in Mount Vernon, New York, we're having our masquerade party. It's a fundraising event. Please come out and support. Your donation is truly appreciated. Peter.
Before you go on, Mr. President, just before you go on,
yeah,
Mr. K.C. Connell, all the way from Chicago, is saying, Peter, while playing for Rusea, which loss was most disappointing to you? And once you answer that question, I have the one and only Patricia Telwell. Once you finish with Mr. Connell.
Yes. The biggest loss to me, other than the losing that within the zone, the biggest loss was losing to Cornwall at Cornwall College. They beat us on 1-0. We were riding pretty high that year. Because I can remember basically the whole Lucy came to Cornwall to watch that game. And we lost 1-0. That was one of the kicks that the same guy, Byron Anderson, he scored a lone goal, beating Alric Harton. That's Doggy, who used to keep for us.
Yes.
That's the first time I heard of the concept of co-captains, because we were co-captains for the Rusea team at that time. That's what Mr. B carrying instead in us, you know?
Wow.
Yeah, co-captains.
I remember that goal. It wasn't a bicycle kick.
Yes, something like, yeah, not the traditional bicycle kick.
Like a sideway type of.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
We can Jared Park light up, eh?
No, not Jared Park, but Cornwall College.
So the place catch a fire, I can imagine.
Yes. But the biggest loss to me though was the 1978 when we played Clarendon and Stets. Yeah, man, I cried after that game, you know. And we basically outplayed them hands and foot down. We got a penalty that the ref basically decided not to give us. You know what I mean? The team came out and collided with Sheridan Samuels and almost knocked him out. And basically it was not given at the time. And they scored on us and Yeah, man. I guess most of us cried that game. Believe me.
Wow.
That was one of the biggest losses for me anyway. Overseas.
Wow. Thank you for answering, Mr. Casey Connell. Patricia Telwell saying, Bubs, want to know the young lady you're talking about. Laugh out loud. Blessed love carrots. And then landscapes, the bicycle from Bly. So the bicycle from Bly, that was the kick.
Miss P, you want to get me into trouble, Mr. D, so I'm not going there.
Yeah. Love it.
I'm making a pass at that.
Yeah.
All right, so
you're going to follow up right there.
Yeah, so let's go back, because actually, you mentioned Negos. So for the audience who do not know, Negos was a football team in Lucy, Hanover. Also, yeah, so if you remember this Chinese dreadlocks at the time, his name is Robert Young. So right. he was basically the main player for Negos at the time. They were also in the Premier League. It used to be called National Criminal League, right? So then you had two more teams, right? You had one more team, which was Rectory, right? Yeah, right. So you, Peter, was more associated with Rectory than Negos. Right. Exactly. And little do they know that you used to go to church every Sunday. What do you have? One of those usher, one of those guys?
I was a choir boy.
A choir boy, you see?
Yes, we used to walk in front of the pastor with that cross in hand, with your red robe and all of that, you know?
Wow.
All 9 yards.
Yeah, so you used to have Rectory Football Club as well. Right. And I must say, as a young man growing up, those two clubs, you know, it was a big rivalry at the time, just like a Seba versus Waterloo.
Yes,
right. And in those days, Rectory was more like a semi-pro team. Right. Well disciplined, well oiled, well drilled. You know, and so when you hear people used to talk about underneath the lights, they love to play underneath the lights because Jared Farm, you know, as a child, you wish that you could play underneath the lights. It's the same thing up by Rectory, right by the Lucy Preparatory School right there. You know, you have a tennis court. That's where Rectory used to train.
Yes. But then at night.
Yes. But then, Peter, you and a group of guys, you know, some of you were playing for Negos and some of you were playing for Rectory. And you divert and you created a third team down there in Lucy. What was the reason for that? And name that team.
I think the team was Zodiac.
Zodiac United.
Yes, Zodiac United. I'm not quite sure how we came up with the whole concept. It was more born out of a youth club. Mm. So basically, we used to come together, have meetings, play dominoes and all of that. And I don't know, someone came up with the concept of why don't we just form a team? Because I think Zodiac started at first up by Mans. That's where we first owned that concept, you know, getting together as a team. But it was more born out of a youth club per se, you know.
Wow.
Just having something to do other than, you know, just going on the streets, you know, at that time. So
nice.
And little to the Brosis members, I'm gonna give you a little history as well, because many did not know that our late great principal was a member of Zodiac, Mr. Colin Miller.
Yes.
He was a big striker there as well.
What?
Yes.
Yeah, along with Sheridan Samuels, Paul Chambers as plug, you know, Dewey and those guys, John Campbell, you know, Mr. Marks, you know, so there was several of you guys there. You know?
You see, when Mr. Miller was playing, it was like an event within itself. And Mr. Miller was very slim, you know. And when Mr. Miller played, pull him shots over his waist.
Aye.
Him had a lot of skills just the same, you know. So when you know that Mr. Miller is playing, believe me, the park ram. Everybody got to see Mr. Miller play.
My goodness, I can only imagine. Yes. So now, go ahead.
I just wanna pause for a minute. Mr. Michael Cush England, 1989 and 1990 Dakar Cup and Oliver Shield champion. His birthday is today. Michael Cush England, happy birthday.
Nice.
2 days ago it was Mr. Norwin Phillips, our vice president. Happy belated birthday. 3 days ago, 2 days ago also was our architect, our general, Mr. Glasgow Corey Brivet, the
Nice.
Twin Tower, the man that won 4 titles, playing center half with Anthony Dennis, the Terminator. Happy belated birthday, Virgin. All right. One love. Yeah, man.
Nice.
But them season give me a lot of joy though as a baller, you know. Yeah, although I wasn't playing, but believe me, my heart was on the field every time you guys took the field, man. Definitely.
Nice. So we have Milton, Jeff, Jared. Big up yourself, Mr. Jared. Peter Carrot, big up. You know how far we're coming from, brother. One of our best link man ever and humble with it. You taught me the pie.
The pie, meaning you flick the ball over the money.
Okay. Patricia Thelwell said, cry like a baby that day. Foul and worm at States versus Clarendon College. One of my favorite Rusea's team. And Bellmark's 1960. Zodiac went on to win the Ronald Young Cup, beating all the major teams across the parish. So Bellmark's passionate about Zodiac. Well, I make you know, say Zodiac was real. Yes. So I know, you know, I don't know, this has been a very nice trip back in memory lane for me. You know, Peter, as you look at your professional career, you did mention that soccer, football, helped to train you so that you can be who you are today as a man. Bring to light for us what your experience has been like as an adult, both as a parent and also just as a, you know, as a professional working in the hospitality industry. Give us an idea how things have been for you. First, as a parent, and I just want to mention that you are one of those people fortunate to live in a house that you have known for many years.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
Not many of us have that privilege.
There.
And still live there. Not many of us have that privilege. That's deep roots. You know, there are many of us who have moved several times. You know what I'm saying? And you have a privilege of having an anchor in a place that you have known for many decades. How has that fashioned your thought process and how you relate to your children and stuff like that? It was, and this is just your open from the heart.
But my first son was born 2 years after returning back from New York. And he was with me for a while, you know, growing as a single parent per se, you know.
Yes.
Because my mom had to go to Canada at the time, you know. But I didn't want to leave him alone as such, you know, leaving like to family members and stuff. So I sticked around with him.
Nice.
And just coming through the football ranks and just being on the team and just building friendships and talking to people and, you know, trying to get them in the right mindset and everything. It transfer over to parenting because if you see me and my son now, or if you hear us talking on the phone, and like let's say you were with him and we were talking and you just listened to what he was saying to me, you basically would be asking him, who is that friend you're talking to?
Wow.
Yeah, because the type of relationship we have is more like a brother thing. It's
nice.
not so much. Yeah, because even with the discipline at the time, because growing up in Rusea and the football, and as a young youth growing up, my father used to beat me almost every week. You know what I mean? Not saying it wasn't warranted, you know, because times it was.
Yeah.
Like I can remember one time he sent me out to go buy something for the house.
Yeah.
And I met up with some friends. And believe me, I got distracted and basically went all over the place with the friends. And then I didn't reach back home until the night.
Mercy,
so, you know, that was a spanking right there. So in growing up, I always said to myself, if I had a son, my thing would be more to talk to him, not so much to use that form of discipline there.
Understood.
More vocabulary, discipline, you know, showing him what's wrong and what's right. And that has always followed me through the years, you know, playing football, in work, just about everything that I do, you know. I don't think I've ever had a fight in my life for all 60 years that I've had.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
That's powerful, man. That is powerful. Vocabulary discipline. I've never heard it said like that. That's powerful. Love it. Love it. Love it. You know, and to know, you know, growing up as a young man, every young man would have a little tussle here and there. You say, in all your years, you can't remember having a fight. That's big. Oh, that's big, man.
Yes.
That is huge.
Yeah, my thing is always to take down if there was a dispute than to actually rile it up and where it reached to a point where, you know, fix the cups out to come into play. You know?
Beautiful. Well, that's wisdom. That is wisdom, man. That's wisdom. Mr. President, you want to jump in there? That's powerful.
Yeah.
This is just reflection, you know.
Yeah,
At his...
and that's beautiful. Viewers, please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the subscribe button. A very important. First of all, besides Emerson Diggy Henry, big up yourself. Big up yourself.
Yes.
Emerson Diggy Henry.
I can't say enough about him, believe me.
Yeah, well, I'll make a touch base because I know he's also a neighbor as well. So, you know,
yes.
But I have a very important announcement. As you know, Rusea's High School Gatchair Cup squad, they're doing pretty well so far, right? They're in the second round. The first leg, they went to Manchester on Saturday and they defeated Bel-Air High 2-0. Now, the second leg is tomorrow. So tomorrow, all Hanoverians, all people from Western Jamaica, please go and support Rusea's High School. There will be a doubleheader at the Colin Miller Sports Complex tomorrow. First game is at 1 o'clock. I think you have Titchfield versus Froome at 1 p.m. tomorrow. And then the star-studded Rusea's High School versus Bel-Air at 3 p.m. So please go out, please go and support our boys. All right, we need to get behind them. All right,
nice.
So when we're playing, you guys give us a whole. I think we have the largest supporters along with Cornwall in the entire Jamaica. So let's go out and support the guys tomorrow. Okay.
Nice.
One thing I need to ask you, though, Chad, does the team still had camps? They still have camps where they have like during holidays and stuff for the guys?
All right, so I'm gonna make a plea on behalf of Brosis High School as we speak. All right, because actually, you know, it takes cash to care, right? And so the last 3 years with the pandemic, they weren't able to go to camp, and just like him this year as well, they didn't got a chance to actually set up camp to really have a full training session, you know, and it's unfortunate, but this is why we are here as Brosis Foundation. We're going to try our best to change some of those, but we cannot do it by ourselves. So we need outside support. So supporters, people, if you're traveling from the US, UK, Canada, if you're going down, bring 2 pair of boots, bring 1 pair of boots, bring a spike, bring a bat, bring a net ball. You know, these are things that we can create the inventory for the physical education down there. So every little thing counts, every cash counts, every dollar counts. Currently, the Brosis Foundation, we're having a building block drive. And, you know, in order to let's be a part of the process. Don't wait until the outcome. You want to be part of the outcome. So what we're asking our members, our people outside there in the facility, just purchase 1 building block. Only $1, 1 building block, because we're trying to build a nice state-of-the-art complex down there. How long Russie's people have been standing in grass?
Yes.
How long?
Years.
We need to change that.
Yeah.
You know, that's why we're here at this foundation. We need to change that. So we need bathrooms. We need change room facility. We can't have the guys this is a team that go from 1983 to 1992 at every single Gatchair Cup finals. Now you're having a double header tomorrow at Rusea's High School. We do not have a bathroom, guys.
Right. They would have to run across the road to school.
Yeah. So sponsors, if you're out there, if you're listening to this feed, we need your support. Build a changing room, build a bathroom for us. All right. So that's why we're here. This is why we're doing this as Brosis Foundation.
Nice. I just want to jump in, and Mr. Connell, KC Connell said, Miss P, I have to agree with you. 1978 and 1979, two of the most disappointing years for Rusea's football. Bellmark's 1960. Peter was the first among us to get a driver's license. We were all so delighted.
Okay, yes, I didn't remember that. I used to drive going to Rusea.
Nice.
So you can just imagine being the captain of the team and driving to school.
Big, massive. You know, in the interest of time, and I know people have to go to work and stuff like that, I just want to say, you know, I just want to spend a little time on your career path. How has it been for you professionally in terms of where you are now and the journey for you to get there? What has it been like? You mentioned you work for the ministry, Jamaica Ministry of Housing, you said for 10 years.
10 years.
How did you transition from housing?
After the 10 years, I think there was a change of government. You know, governments come in and they kind of dismantle certain programs that were in process. So the program that I was working in, which was basically having to do with rent assessment. So like people who used to have rented premises, we used to go around and measure up and basically set rent for the landlords to charge the dwellers.
Okay.
But after leaving there, was at home for a little while, then I heard of a job in the hospitality industry in the grill. And I think this gentleman was the manager at the time, Clarkey. He comes somehow out by Central. He was the manager at the time. So that was the link that I had in going in there. And going there and basically like doing water, I do water sports in the hospitality industry anyway. So all having to do with boating, sailing, swimming, the whole works, you know, scuba diving. So I kind of gravitated to that. So that basically was something that I like. And then just dealing with the young men, trying to groom them over the years, you know.
Nice.
One of the time in working in that hospitality industry, one of my workers got married and was migrating. And would you believe that he just basically handed me his car keys, just gave me a car.
Wow.
It was all about how you deal with him over the years, you know.
Wow. That's big. That's massive.
Yeah, at the time it was, believe me.
Yeah. That's powerful. That's powerful.
Yes.
You know? Well, listen, Bellmark said, indeed, Troy, but we must also galvanize the support of the community level too. Okay? Barrington, #71, MIM or MLM. So Barrington 71, I'm not sure if you know what that is, #71. But yes, it has been indeed a privilege and a joy just going down memory lane. And there are so many things that came up tonight that I was not aware of. And it's just good that we can have this conversation to have Troy, who is a historian when it comes on to sports and soccer, and when it comes on to Rusea and Jamaica in general. And me just being a youth from the street in Rusea and just observing certain things and see how people gel together and work together. It's just really a nice, proud moment for Rusea. All three of us have had Rusea in our blood, along with those who are online with us and those who will also watch, and those who have actually competed with Rusea. And now we are like one united family. Whether we attended Rusea, William Nib, Cornwall, Mannings, York Castle, wherever, you know, we just have that vibe and say, what? Look back and say, those were good days, and now we can do things together. You know, we support each other. And Carrot, just want to let you know, your mark on Rusea cannot be erased. You know, you made your contribution, you made us proud, and you also were a part of that revolution that turned this thing around, where Rusea became a champion. And we believe that there's a lot more championship left in that Ruseas of ours. So we're going to do everything we can to keep that fire burning.
Definitely.
Mr. President, you want to share something before we ask Mr. Gatchair to give us his last few words? You want to share anything with us?
Yeah, well, as I said before, for those of you who are just joining in for the first time tonight, the Brosis Foundation, we're on a mission, and we have a mission to do good and to improve the lives of the students of Rusea High School, not just to do through sports, but also academia as well. So I want you guys to take us very seriously because we are extremely serious, and Mr. Dunkley will tell you. And we just started this foundation 2 years ago, just 2 years, and we're ready to do groundbreaking. That's how serious we are, And when you see, look out next month. Next month, something big is coming. Look out next month, and it's going to be a state-of-the-art changing facility that you guys have never seen before. And we have to start somewhere, but we have to set the trend.
Right.
And we're not just thinking locally. We're thinking international, where teams, our college, our universities, our Major League Soccer from around the globe can come down and utilize Rusea High School as a first-class complex.
Right.
So that's the vision we have. But also, when we create or train our athletes, it will be easier for them to reach at the national level. So that's where we are. So on December 16th, we have the meet and greet barbecue, Rusea High School auditorium. December 17th, the official groundbreaking ceremony of the state-of-the-art changing facility over by the Colin Miller Sports Complex. It's a family fun day. Bring your kids, come out and have fun. Refreshment on sale, food on sale, music will be there, bouncer ball will be there, popcorns and those things for the kids. Plus, we're going to have a double-header soccer match. Colin Miller Invitational versus the Emerson Diggy Henry All-Star Ruseas.
Nice. So, Mr. Carrot, you want to share an imparting, thoughts with the viewers who have taken the time to come and celebrate you and sharing this experience, and also with those who are at Ruseas right now, those students that are not sure what the future holds, but they will look at people like yourself and dream big dreams. What would you like to say to them?
Well, one of the main points I'd like to say, as Ruseas as an institution, know what you want to do in life. But just know about now, taking care of now, being at Ruseas. Just do all you can, learn as much as you can. Later in life, you can apply to just about anything that you do as you go.
Beautiful.
Well said.
Mr. Dunkley, Mr. Dunkley, one more thing. Yeah, I want to thank my board members who are working extremely hard. The committee members, our IT team that came on tonight who set us up. The Norway, and the Richard, the Carleen. Just want to say a big thank you to them as well. So without them, we have no show. So kudos to them as well.
Yeah, once again, on behalf of the Ruseas Brosis Foundation, we want to thank all our viewers. We want to thank our guest, Mr. Peter Carrot Gatchair, for your contribution to the strength and legacy and and growth of Ruseas, and your influence still reigns. We are delighted to have had you tonight, and it has been a pleasure of mine, and I'm sure a pleasure of our president to have this time with you. For us, you rock, and we say thank you. Have a great night, everyone, and catch you on the next time around. Blessings to all. Take care.
Thank you. You just have Casper come on, Peter.
Oh?
You just have Casper come on.
All right.
All right. Thank you, guys. Have a wonderful night.
Good.
All right, sir.